Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Ian Bell from Custom Gateway. Thank you for attending the webinar this morning. Today, I'm going to be talking about the garment decoration industry and how garment decorators can use the custom product platform. So there's a few things that I'd like to go over. So we've got some points to cover off. So I'll be talking through the production methods, so the traditional sort of production methods that are involved in the garment decoration industry, how the market is changing the traditional techniques that are used for production, and then I'll have a look at the comparison between mass production and mass customization and the differences between them, garment decoration and the custom product platform, how the garment decoration industry can use the CPP, mass customization techniques and how they differ from mass production, how efficient systems are essential for maximum profit. So clearly the systems are the important part. Web to production, so people know the term as web to print, but effectively web to production and how to integrate seamlessly, and then the workflow solutions that are necessary to enable all of this to work seamlessly. So traditional production methods in the garment decoration industry, one of the most well established, I suppose, for retail production of clothing would be the printing of fabric. So the fabric itself, printed on the roll, is a very highly expensive production technique. So the machinery can be enormous and very expensive, but it is designed for doing a lot of the same product, or producing, for in this example, a whole roll of the same printed fabric. For finished garments and for panels, when they're getting sewn up, obviously there are different printing techniques. So we have a manual and an automated screen printing carousel here, which I'm sure you'll all be familiar with. And then also we have the embroidery side and how this would work for decoration of garments. In addition to that, we also have transfer applications, and the transfers themselves being set up differently in different ways for different substrates, are usually applied with heat presses, and the transfers themselves can either be screen printed or use the dye sublimation process, or digitally printed. So how's the market changing? The traditional techniques. Consumer demand for individuality. Everybody wants to have their own, or want to be seen to be individual, so they don't necessarily want to be wearing the same thing that everybody else is wearing, which is really being termed mass customization. For this to work effectively, there is a requirement for people to be able to order directly from the web. So a web to print model that obviously has been around a long time, particularly in the paper printing industry, but when it comes to garment decoration, this is the next evolution of where the industry is going to. Lean manufacturing, obviously to be able to produce low volume products effectively, lean manufacturing processes need to be employed, and also the requirement to reduce pre-printed stock. Holding stock that's pre-printed that isn't sold can just be a liability, particularly if trends change. So the reduction in anything that is pre-printed and everything is done on a more on-demand model is the way that the industry is going. So mass production versus mass customization. In the days of only mass production, the interaction between the manufacturer and the consumer was clearly one way. The manufacturer was deciding what the trends were going to be, what the designs were going to be, and this was the choice that was given to the end customer. So whether that these days, whether that is a general public consumer or whether that is a business, they are deciding. The producers are deciding what the designs are going to be, but with mass customization coming into play, this is more of an interactive dialogue because the manufacturing techniques are available for the consumers to make the decisions themselves about the designs that are going onto their clothing items. So, Gateway's custom product platform. So here I've just taken a couple of screen grabs of one of our applications, which has just been set up, which was part of the demo that we did for our work that we're doing with Kornit. So these are some garment templates that were set up that have a gallery of images, as you can see here, or images can just be added directly by the user. So this would be embedded into an iframe on a product page. So by simply browsing and adding an image from the local computer, I've added the custom gateway onto the front of the t-shirt, and then it's simply a case of adding any text that's necessary and then clicking the Add to Cart button. So that is the simple front-end interface for the consumer. In exactly the same way for embroidery, we have a method so that as a logo is uploaded and the product is set up for embroidery, it will actually produce a digitized preview. So it will show the actual stitching of the design. So once the Add to Cart button has been hit in this instance, this is actually delivering not just a print file, but this is delivering an embroidery file in one of two formats. So either as an EMB or a DST file, and this will be delivered exactly as it is seen on screen. So with embroidery, the preparation of the files is complex. So although we are delivering a file, we would always recommend that this is checked before it goes to production in case there's any tweaking that needs to be done, any stitches that you want to change the direction of or allow different thread tensionings and things for fleece items as opposed to woven cotton, that sort of thing. But this is delivering the print file within probably 5 minutes of the order being paid for. So from a lean manufacturing point of view, there is no it is reducing the workload considerably because you've got an excellent starting point for a file that you can just drop into some software such as Wilcom's software, for example, where you can just do some edits before you take it to the production machine. So I just wanted to go back and show an example. So this is a product that's been set up in CPP, which is designed as a football shirt, but just to show how an embroidered and printed garment can be created and set up to allow this functionality for the user. So this has been set up with a range of shirt colours, which could be selected, and then also a range of trim colours, so you can select your shirt in the colours to match your team in this instance, as in a football shirt. And then this has been set up so specifically select or add your logo. So in this section we have a drop down here where you can add your club badge. So say I could just use a logo. So this is an embroidered preview here of this Batman logo. If I wanted to also then add another logo onto the other side, so just drop this Nike logo on or whichever logo it's going to be, and then I also have the option to change the sponsor's logo. So this has also got a gallery of images, but if I want to add my own logo, I can upload from any of these sources. So say if I drop this Gatorade logo on. So these two left chest and right chest images are set up as embroidery designs, and these will deliver EMB or DST files, and this Gatorade logo will be delivered as a print file, and that will be a high resolution PNG, JPEG or a PDF, depending on how you want to take it to production yourselves. And then we also have the facility on the back where I can add my name and then decide on the colour, and these files here can be delivered as an outline vector file, so it can be run to something like a Roland print and cut machine. I can just pretend I'm 21, and then obviously the usual setup for fonts and sizes, etc. can be done, and then you have a preview of the front and back. So this is exactly what the user on a website can be looking at when they're deciding about designing their own product. And then it's a case of simply adding to cart. So if I just click back to the presentation, so once the add to cart button has been hit, it takes the order and all of the order details and the artwork into Gateway's order management system. So this is the order manager interface. So this was the T-shirt that I did earlier with just the custom Gateway logo on, which is dropped in. So it just tells you some basic stats about it, just to say that there's one item with one piece of artwork, but it will allow you from here to, in this instance, this has been set up so you can print off barcode labels to use as your picking list in the warehouse. You can take the garments to the machine. So in this instance, these are set up for DCG printing onto a Cornet machine. And once the barcode on the shirt has been scanned, it will pull the artwork up, which will drop it into the hot folder, which is used by the machine, and we can have all of the presets necessary, so it knows the difference between how it's going to be creating the underbase white on a black shirt as opposed to what it would do on a white shirt. So these are all presets that have been done in the integration that we've done with Cornet. So what this is actually achieving is providing a very simple interface for orders to route into Gateway's order management system directly into the printing machine or the embroidery machine with the least amount of manual intervention possible, so that it is a case of taking an order directly from a website straight to production and out of the door. So the main mass customization production methods really are going to be direct-to-garment printing, embroidery, and dye sublimation. So there's transfer press for the dye sub. But I just wanted to talk about the system itself, because obviously the system and the delivery of the artwork and the orders is the key part for maximising the profit. So we have here Gateway CPP, custom product platform, and down here the order management system and the supplier network. So across the top we have people creating products. So suppliers can add customizable products into CPP. Content owners can create print-on-demand products and pre-designed products and add them into the platform. Retailers can create print-on-demand and pre-designed products. And then we have another section of the business called Content Gateway, where we offer licensed pre-designs, which could be football clubs, or they could be for the likes of Star Wars, and this sort of licensed content, which can then be provided through the platform. So once all of these items are set up in CPP, it's only a case of where they are going to then get sold. So they can get sold on Gateway's own sites or portals. In-store Gateway is a section for allowing the personalisation of products in a retail environment. So we have methods to be able to deliver products set up in CPP into kiosk applications that can be used by the general public in store. On the sort of enterprise side, where people are running multiple websites, then all of the products set up in CPP can be set up in our enterprise arrangement, or use our API to deliver orders or deliver products into websites. We also have various e-commerce plugins, so for the likes of Magento, Shopify, and various other web platforms, we have a method to be able to deliver the product from CPP, where it's set up, into the website that the customer will be using. And then obviously marketplaces like Amazon up here, print-on-demand products can be set up in CPP. They can get uploaded to marketplaces like Amazon, and as they are ordered, it will deliver the print file directly into one order management system. So wherever the products are placed for sale, then they will always be inherently tied back to the manufacturer of that product, which will go into the print queue or the production queue in the order management system. So whether you use the order management system yourself, or whether you use any of the suppliers, which there's about 100 or so now, different suppliers within the network, all of the orders will route directly from whoever needs to set it up, whether it's the supplier, the content owner, or the retailer. They set the products up into CPP. That gets pushed out into any of these platforms, and then the orders and the artwork route through to the order management system, and this is all completely automated once the products are set up. So that's the system that we have in place, and it's bigger than that in itself. That there are integrations with various machine manufacturers now, so it's a very seamless process that can be used. So in summary, how Garment Decorators can use the custom product platform. You can create your own product templates of any item to match the manufacturing capabilities. So you would set something up differently if it was going to be embroidered or printed, but this is set up to print area or decoration area measurements that are appropriate for individual machines. You can post the products for sale onto websites, in store, marketplace websites, or on social media, like on Facebook pages. Live previews of the personalisation or print on demand. So we have noticed increases that people have reported back to us of up to 60% in conversion ratios just because there is a live preview of the personalisation on the product. The artwork generation obviously is key for how the products are manufactured. So the CPP will generate the artwork into the print spec that is required for all of the different manufacturing techniques that are necessary. The delivery of the artwork to the manufacturing facility. So this routes the order into the individual manufacturing facility or even down to the individual production line, depending on how it's set up. And this is therefore the file can be checked or can be sent straight to production. It also offers a fully automated barcode production management system, and it will look after your stock and for suppliers. So if you were a dropship supplier receiving orders from various websites, we can even set it up to auto invoice customers on a weekly or monthly schedule. So it's a very comprehensive system, and with the change from mass production to mass customization platforms, this platform that we have developed here is working in probably 2,000 websites around the world at the moment and is routing orders to manufacturers on a global level. So if you're involved in the garment decoration industry or any sort of customization of products, then Gateway's custom product platform will be available for you, and I'm more than happy to do any specific demonstrations to anyone so we can see how the platform that we've developed would fit into your business. So if anyone has any questions or wants to contact me, my contact details are here. It's just ian@customgateway.co.uk, or there's the landline phone number. But feel free to contact me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thanks for all attending this morning.